Because Newton had snapped and tried to bite my partner, and then yesterday he did the same with my daughter's piano teacher. And I think he needs a little refresher on how to be a dog. I'm also not a dog person because I don't know dogs. I love dogs, but and I'd love to know how to do this the right way in terms of, you know, he pulls on the leash and he goes crazy at other dogs sometimes. He barks a lot, both in the house and in the car. I just want to make sure he's safe and that he is well trained.
Wonderful. Any commands that Newton knows?
He does. Newton, sit. Good boy. Here, paw. Yeah, good boy. That's pretty much it.
We are coming out of the house. I'm having him sit. See how I'm doing it? He sits on the inside. I open the door. I step out just to accentuate the fact that this is my boundary, not his. He waits. I come back next to him. I say, okay. He walks out with me. If I'm by myself, I have to do a little left turn, close the door, and then out here, sit. This is the way we start our walk every day. And then I'm going to go out through the gate, which we're going to show you in a minute, and how we come out onto the street, and how I keep him calm so that I can walk him over to a very, very busy public place. Sit. We're at the gate that leads to the outside, and we have a lot of things going on out here on the street. There's always dogs walking past, people around. It's an industrial area, so there's always workmen around. So we have him sit, see how he's sitting and waiting. Okay, he waits till I come back next to him. Here I'm gonna do my little left turn to close the gate because I'm all by myself. And then this is the way that I'm always starting the walk out in public. We come to the first curve, sit. I have him sit at the curb because the curb is a boundary as well. You got doorways, gateways, curbs, even stairs are boundaries. So we're making him wait. We have people getting out of a car behind us. Don't show that though, it's okay. And he's waiting. And I don't have to give him treats or rewards for any of this. Okay, because the reward for doing this the right way is to be free. And see, he's kind of trying to pull. I don't know if you can see, I'm sort of just tapping him and walking really slowly. The slower you walk and you do this little tapping, see how the leash is loose, the less he's going to pull. Because when you slow down, he slows down. Over here, on the other side of the street, going to have him sit, and then I release him to be free here. Make sure he really waits until you tap his chest, go, and then he's free and we start the walk. But it's like 2 minutes from the inside of my front door out here, and it puts him in the zone, so to speak, and your walk just starts in such a much calmer way. Or any time that you're gonna let him be free somewhere, it just starts off with on a real calm note, and then it just makes for a calmer day. So anytime you're going to let him outside, just have him stop at all the boundaries and wait, and before you release him, and then over time he just gets calmer and calmer. We're here just hanging out. He's on free time, and people are just walking past, and we'll do some training in a minute, but you know, the byproduct of always having him do sit stays and down stays and doing it in the way that he's successful and releasing him in a calm way, the byproduct is this, of just when he's hanging out in a busy place, he's calm, because every time that we're practicing those stays, we're improving his concentration, his focus level. When a dog learns how to think, their ability to handle stress is much better. We have something coming by right now. You see him looking at it, you're going to see it go by in a second. But see, the leash is loose. See how he looks at me and comes my way? Good. So he looked at me first when he saw that big distraction, and then as he was already looking at me, I reached in. So don't think that he looked at me because I had a treat. He saw that coming. Did you show it when it passed by? So he saw that coming and he looked back at me, and I paid him, and I actually backed away. And see how, even when I don't have anything in this target hand, he'll follow it anyway. I can just present this to him, and there's nothing in here, but he'll follow it. Good, and I can love him up and say good, and there wasn't even any treats in there. That's the result of doing this hundreds of times with him. And if you continue doing that, it's just going to get better and better with you. But let's say that people approach, like that was a perfect example. Things approach, people approach that make him overstimulated. Call him to come away from it. He's got such a good recall. It's just instantaneous. If you see that he's about to have an episode, if he's stressed out about somebody visiting your house or something like that, and you don't have a reward on you, just make that target hand, say come, call him away, get him out of there. Even if he's not on a leash, he's going to come running to you. He's that good at this now. Good boy. Good boy.
Like when you go to those places.
Sit. You just randomly pick this place to practice a little sit-stay. You saw how I said sit. Stay is built into sit, so you don't have to say stay. And I practice these anywhere, all over the place. He's able to go out in public now, and he's starting to generalize that anywhere I say SIT, he's going to sit there, he's going to wait there until I come back to get him and release him. Never let go of the leash when you're practicing this out in public, obviously, because there's no yard here. And you can't control what goes on here and what people are going to do. So just in case, you always want to hold on to the leash. And this walking around him is something most dogs can't handle. They can't handle their owner stepping behind them like that when they're in a sit-stay. They'll always pop up, so that's why I'm doing it. It's just a basic sit-stay where you walk all the way around the dog each way. Nope, see how he got up before I released him? He's a total chow hound. He's a treat boy, but still, make sure that he waits. See how he's looking at me in the eyes because I have the reward right there? Good, that's the way you reward him. When he's in a sit-stay. It's different in a down, but when he's in a sit-stay, come back next to him, eye contact, good. Exactly like that, and you release him with your right hand. And this leash is always loose. If he tries to pop up before you release him, you tap it, but you're never holding it tight. You're never restraining him, because if that leash is tight, it's going to cause stress in him, and he's going to be more nervous. When he's more nervous, he's more likely to do something inappropriate. So it's always loose, but ready to tap if he pops up before you release him. With your right hand, see how he's actually really waiting? Go. That's how you release him out of a sit-stay. The most important stuff is it's how you release him that matters. We have something really big coming past. You want to go to your right and show. Is coming. It's something really big, and he's on free time. And now you can show us again. And this would really trigger a lot of dogs. So I'm just going to let him be free. He sees there's another dog back there, but you don't have to show that. See, come. So I call him away from it. Good, because that was kind of weird. I'm sure it's not a situation that he's had happen to him very often. And he used to be a dog that would be triggered by weird things that would happen out in public. Now, there's a lot of noises that can happen that an individual dog, they're all individuals and they're all different. And with him, it's sirens, I understand, and that could get any dog overstimulated and freaked out. And then if you are controlling him, and you really have to be careful that you're not doing this, you don't have a tight leash, if there's a noise that's going on, like sirens passing by or something like that, and you're controlling him like that, because I think you're going to have to, if you're not paying attention, you're going to cause stress in him. And then something big like that passes by, or something weird passes by, he's going to be triggered to lunge at that because of the tight leash. So if you do take him out in public and something goes on, something unexpected happens, come, like somebody walks up to you like that, good, call him away. It's exactly how you're going to handle it. just, and if you don't have a treat, or there's no time to grab your treat, come, just pretend like you have a treat. He'll come to it every time. Get him away from those things that are going past, get him away from that area where the stress is occurring, and just get him out of there. But you have these tools now that you use in those situations, because he is the type of dog that gets stressed out, can't handle it, and may do something inappropriate. But because I'm showing you how to be the trainer, and he has these skills now because I taught them to him, and he has them now. So as the handler, really, you're the handler, because he's already been trained. You use his skills to keep him out of trouble, because he is this type of dog. So the training doesn't turn them into golden retrievers that never misbehave and, you know, are always just hanging out next to the fireplace with you or whatever. He's still the same dog, but now you have these skills that he's been taught so that he can be controlled. Come! He saw this lady that walked past, really liked her for some reason, and I called him to come back to me, and he responded right away. So use the training to keep him out of trouble, and every time you do, like the things I'm doing here, every time you do this, he gets a little bit easier to handle, and he reacts to those things a little bit, takes a little bit longer for him to get worked up and to do something that's inappropriate. So you just keep doing this, but you have to be, if you're going to take him out into public like this, or you have a visitor come to your house, you have to be vigilant. You have to be there. Somebody has to do the training, because he's not at the point, this training's still brand new, it's just a couple months old, not at the point where it's just, he's fixed. It's not like a machine that we replace a part in and he's just fixed. So somebody has to do the things that I'm doing right now for him to stay out of trouble, and as time goes on, he gets easier and easier to handle. Newton's on free time, and we're just walking through the store. And of course, if somebody walks past, I'm going to watch him, and if he looks like something is triggering him, somebody's affecting him the wrong way, like he's kind of weird with them, I'm going to call him away from them. That's exactly what you're going to do. Come. Or he gets in somebody's way. Good boy. I'm not going to use treats at all. There are no treats this whole clip here.
Wait for me.
Come. Good boy. Good. I'm just saying good and petting him when he comes back to me. He's very friendly. He just wants to go up to everybody. Do you see how, though, on free time, you see how the leash is loose? If you're going like this, if you're letting him pull you, if you're controlling him, you're going to cause him to go get to his breaking point, and he's going to get so overstimulated that he's going to do something that's not cool. He's going to be inappropriate. So keep the leash loose, use your training, call him away from situations, and even without food now, it's going to work every time. Oh, here's something really big coming our way. So there's a lot of excitement going on around here, but because I'm keeping the leash loose. Good boy, yeah. Come. I don't want him to jump on that nice man. Oh, look at this. So there's a lot going on here. Good boy, good. Just when he comes back to you, always reward him with a good and pet. It's because I've used the rewards in the very specific way I've shown you that when I don't have rewards now, after a month or over a month of doing this, I don't need treats. In the heat of the moment, you're not going to have treats. See, he hesitated for a second, and so I just did that, and he dropped right in the middle of the store. This is a great way to train. So we had all these exciting things happen, and he's all worked up because there's so much going on here. And then I just had him just, in the spur of the moment, do a downstay. A few people passing by. And in this case, in this case, I'm going to give him a reward because he's being so good.
Oh my goodness.
Good. Hey, would you mind? No. You popped up. Would you mind doing a little greeting routine with us? Could we just send him over to you? If you just stay right there? No. So see, she's talking to us. This is a very exciting situation, but I'm making sure he really waits until I come back next to him, say, okay. And then we're gonna do a greeting routine. Sit. And this is somebody obviously he doesn't know, but I think you've helped us before with other dogs, haven't you?
Yes.
And then he's gonna come over to you and you just give him all of that. Just let him take it out of your hand. Go say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, good boy.
What kind of
Come. He's purebred brown dog. It's a brown dog that is,
He's
sit.
so cute. Look at the
Yes.
face. I love this dog. Beautiful. You keep bringing the most gorgeous dogs around.
yeah, we
What's
have
his
some
name?
big dogs. His name's Newton.
Newton, that's cute.
Yeah. Nope. Make sure he really waits. Make sure he waits until you actually release him. And see how I tapped him and he stopped?
Just watching you so
Go.
carefully.
Yep.
Hi, Newton. That's for you.
Come.
My goodness.
Good. One last time.
Okay.
See how I'm doing this? When you do a little turn like this, sit, you reset him. Look, we have this cart. There's a lot going on here. He sits and he waits.
I've never seen what my dogs don't do.
He's got some good training now. So people are walking past really close to us. No, he couldn't do this before. Go. One last time. Come. Very good. So very good. So we had, thanks for your help. We're doing a video, as you can see. This is not having somebody that's kind of exciting that comes to our house. I think you said that you had somebody, a teacher or somebody that came to your house that got him really excited. So I didn't have that at my house, but this is actually better to do because I know you had issues out in public. So I wanted to do all this stuff here in public where it's unpredictable and you never know what's going to happen. You don't get much crazier than this place. And I did a greeting routine with that person who talked a lot, that lady that talked, you know, was very affectionate with dogs and was talking a lot, somebody he doesn't know. And he did really well. And he is very excited, but he still acted very appropriately. And I think the reason is because the leash is loose, and I've done this in situations so many times. He knows exactly how it's going to go, and he feels safe and comfortable because I'm using the training. So if you use the training this way as well, he's going to start thinking, this is exactly the way that other guy does it. And every time he does it this way, there was a dog going past there that he was interested in. Every time that somebody does it this way, I'm safe and everything turns out okay. Therefore, I can relax and I can just be happy and have fun and enjoy it. Oh, there's a dog right here. Why don't you stand here and you can show. There's a dog barking at us. And just in case you were wondering how he would be in public with another dog, and it's really hard for a dog to stay calm when another dog's barking at them. See how the leash is loose? Just in case you were wondering how he would be, he's really good. Come, and you can always call him away from other dogs as well. Good. So I just wanted to show you how he acts out in public with another dog that's super excited. Come. Good. You can use that other dog to practice with. Can you see where the dog is right there too? So you can use your training to call him away and see as it walks away. Come. Good. And so now you can see that he's not barking back, he's not growling, pulling, and a lot of dogs do out in public that encounter a dog like that. Okay.